Hello, everyone. Welcome to the GLORIO Chat, the best anime podcast on the internet. It is new season time, fall 2025. Anyone want to guess what season of the GLORIO blog this is?
It's like 53-ish.
Yeah, 50 something.
We're going into 54. This would be season 54.
God damn it! I was one off. Fuck.
You were one off. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, it's pretty good. So we're technically starting 54, right? So there are 53 seasons have passed. Yes, but doing this a long time, folks. But yep, and we're actually at episode 199 of the GLORIO Chat. Wow, which is wild. We're about to hit 200. I don't know if that actually means anything, but means we've been doing the podcast a long time too. So. Mm-hmm. And this is our third version or something of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, new season, fall 2025. I think at least in my opinion, we might have been a little spoiled the last two seasons. There are some things to watch this season, but there were also other things I was watching where it was like, oh right, this is what anime is normally like.
I would say a season like this is maybe lands towards the lower end of average for me.
Yeah, slightly below average. It's not awful, but
no, there are things to watch. But by and large, this has not been it has not blown the doors down.
Yeah, I don't know if any of these will be in the top 10 contention, other than maybe Umamusume, but
well, there's one show that maybe has a real shot. Other than that,
yeah, but certainly plenty to talk about right now. So
you think right now it's got a real shot, but then it's gonna injure its leg next race and have to be shot in the head. Dragged out to become
that joke every single time.
No, fine. It'll have to retire to pasture and become a stud horse.
Yeah,
you need to find more material, man. There's so many.
There's not that much material for horses unless I want to dive in and stick my head underwater.
I mean, apparently the world of horse racing is a rich and colorful world that we've been opened up to. So anyway, we do have plenty to talk about today. So. Let's start by introducing everybody. I'm Gel. I'm joined by Iroh.
I'm still here. I'm not dead yet. I am traipsing around the streets of Lumio City in Pokemon Legends ZA.
Is all the all the doomsayers and internet overreacting about that game being bad, or is it actually bad?
It seems fine to me. I think Pokemon draws out the most unhinged people, on every side, right? I think it's totally fine. I have personally feel like I have very managed expectations of Pokemon games, which is to say I expect nothing, and so I tend to just be
the bar is low, and therefore you can't be disappointed.
Exactly. I tend to just
endorsement.
I tend to just be I'm playing a fun little JRPG for children, which means it's comically easy, even though I'm not even trying.
Yeah.
But there's some fun stuff. There's a lot of cool new quality of life stuff that longtime players will appreciate, and the non-sickos won't care about.
Yeah.
You can reset your Pokemon's EVs just like that.
That is pretty crazy. I think that has been...
Has it?
I think that's been a thing you could do, but I think it may have been much more costly,
right,
in the past.
You can just buy them mints that change the nature of your Pokemon.
Right,
they're just on the street, man.
Yes,
it's crazy.
Modern times.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that was exactly a ringing endorsement, but I guess maybe it's not the worst thing ever made, as some people have been making it out to be.
We just need to get Zig into, I don't know, maybe he'll play Time Stranger, and we can do the monster collecting power hour.
Yeah. All right. We're also joined by G.
Folks, it's going to go down in the history books, and they're going to call vodka the Cancer Cup Cinderella.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you I gotta admit I haven't been playing the game. I think I talked about that last time. I was kind of
Did one of the Umamusumes get cancer?
No, so like all the there's like a big race every like what is it, month or two or something like that in the game, and they're all named after, is it just zodiac names?
Oh, crabs.
So, like,
I believe
one of the Umamusumes get crabs.
No. So it was like Taurus Cup, Gemini Cup,
right,
and now Cancer Cup.
Now it's the Cancer Cup, yeah. So did vodka win it for you, G?
I have somehow unjustly stolen another hard-earned victory from somebody who's put in a lot more work than I have. My vodka, the bit I was gonna prepare before, 3 days ago was like, well, we put in a good effort. Well, no, not really, actually. My Cancer Cup team is so half-assed at the moment because I'm kind of just doing dailies. But,
yeah.
I don't know, hey, anyone can win. That's what they say, right?
Do you actually compete against other players?
Yes. So you enter... It is the, high-level, quote-unquote, PvP of the game is you enter in 3 racers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of not quite a bracket tournament, but it's like a qualification thing where there's 3 rounds of qualifications, and you have to achieve a certain bare minimum win rate to advance to the next round.
Right.
But the finals is the exciting one.
You need a certain number of points to go to Hong Kong for the gunfight.
Yeah, exactly.
The final is the intense one, because then it's like real horse racing where it's all or nothing. You get one shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes. It's one shot. Yes, it's a single elimination tournament in the finals.
But I started training for Cancer Cup, and then I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
It's kind of not like it's.
I feel like the only difference between this and the last one is going to be the numbers, and the horse girl I pick is different.
That's kind of the thing, right? Is like
it's doing the exact same thing. But
the Champion Cup stuff is it really is it is that is your primo whale
yeah,
and gacha endgame, right? Is this is the realm of whales. I'm looking at, because you can preview the stats of your competitors. I'm looking at everybody else, and everybody's got their perfect 1200 speed, 600
31
stamina,
31 IPs, 252.
Yeah, exactly.
252/4 split.
They all have angling and scheming. They all have the perfect skill loadout. And I'm like, I don't know, vodka. Give it your best shot, I guess. And you know what? Hey, 1 out of 9 is still roughly a 10% chance to win. So,
yep. Well, vodka is always one of my favorites out of the original group or whatever. I guess she's kind of part of that original group of the Umamusumes. So, but yeah, I can only whale on one gacha game at a time. It's not going to be that one. So,
fair enough.
All right, and we are joined by Artemis once again.
It is good to be here, but you guys, for all the sense of community that I get from this, camaraderie, etc., I am so glad I'm not a gamer. You guys make me happy that I'm not a
gamer. We have to ward off someone.
This is why we
just sound like such a happy, well-adjusted bunch, right?
I feel blessed. I do every couple of years I will fire up my Pokemon emulator and play the old school, really old school games. But other than that,
the good ones.
It's
pretty much.
Once again, Artemis, you're smarter than all of us. But yes,
thank you. I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's weird. Maybe made a sequel to X and Y. I don't even think X and Y are that good. But anyway.
well, you're talking about the new game is technically a sequel to X and Y, right? Yeah.
I know. I'm saying, well, that's why did that one for a sequel?
Why is that one of all things? Yeah, who knows? All right. Well, let's move away from the gamer talk then and get into some anime. Again, fall 2025 here. A lot of these shows are the ones we actually talked about in the preview show. And of course, you can always go to theglorioblog.com and see where we have some write-ups for some other things. But let's dive into it. We'll start with a quick, easy one here. Spy Family Season 3.
Smooth.
I will admit I only got to watch the first episode of this. which was kind of just jump back into, hey, it's Spy Family, and then
it sure is.
From what I saw, like, that didn't break stride or anything, and then but from what I saw of episode 2 and 3, it looks like, is it like Lloyd flashback?
Oh yes,
yeah. So that is kind of maybe the big. It's funny, right?
We're doing, right?
We sometimes talk about like the inherent pacing, like the way in which an anime adaptation has to work around pacing of like the original work. And so we're here, and actually we're already out quite early, but
right.
The big thing that's this season of Spy Family, season 3 is hanging its hat on, is the much vaunted Lloyd flashback. It's basically like he has hinted here and there in previous seasons about like why he does this, right? Why is he a spy, right? You know, like his whole like, I don't want to ever see children cry again kind of thing, right? And we kind of get to see the origins of like that mentality, that ideology, I guess, right? You know, it's like, and I think the thing that I would say is like, it is not necessarily the manga I would want Spy Family to be all the time, but it is a really neat like place for this manga to go as a treat.
Right.
As paradoxical as that sounds, like I think because Spy Family,
we need the occasional reminder, since we were in like a vaguely Cold War period, just the occasional reminder of like the previous war, right? That informs the global situation and the situation of the characters.
Right. That like for as saccharine as the show can be, as much as the show is about, oh, look at this like, you know, beautiful, charming, found family and their wacky hijinks, that like this is a story that takes place in basically a fake like post-war era, right? Like, and many of the people who are here are like exist and are the way they are as a direct consequence of the previous war, Lloyd especially, right? And so we kind of, you know, see Lloyd's childhood. You know, he is his childhood home was like caught up in, you know, aerial bombardment at the opening of the war between Westalis and Ostania. You know, we see him join the military. We see him literally go through his like, you know, like fairly grim, like you enjoy all the killing, don't you, Snake? Like,
I'm gonna kill every one of these bastards. Yeah,
you know, he is literally like perched on top of a mountain of enemy corpses in this flashback. You know, and then also the ways in which like that begins to crack. How the way, like, you know, a chance meeting with Frankie, who was a conscript for Ostania at the time, begin to make him question the propaganda he has been fed his entire life, makes him begin to question, you know, it's some fucking Metal Gear Ace Combat shit, right? like can you see borders from up here? Like, what is a nation? You know, like all that stuff, right? And how that leads to him getting recruited by Westalis's intelligence agency, and how he becomes the spy, you know, how he becomes, you know, Agent Twilight, basically. And it's pretty well done. Like, I think they did a pretty good job of kind of like capturing, without being too egregious, without being too like grotesque about it, the, you know, the inhumanity of war, like the ways in which war strips a person of their fundamental humanity, and you know, just a a solid tangent for Spy Family, right. You know.
And then we're gonna go right back to, oh no, Anya needs to get some Stella stars, right?
Yeah, and then we're right back to it. Like it's literally in and out. It's like 2 episodes, and then we're done. But it's kind of funny because it occupied such a larger part in my brain. Right. I think because Spy Family is let's just say has a somewhat inconsistent update schedule.
Right. It is not in every weekly batch of Jump Plus. It can go 2 to 4 weeks without a chapter. Like.
Right. And so I think there was a combination of, because this is such a like dramatically different like arc for Spy Family, combined with like I don't know, man. We might have been stuck in the Lloyd flashback arc for like 2 to 4 months. I don't even remember anymore. That I think in my brain I ascribed to be a much larger thing, and so I was immediately caught a bit off guard. Was like, oh,
we're done.
By the end of episode 3, we're done. We're out. We're out of the darkness. We're back into Anya and Peanuts and Bond, don't eat that onion. And it's like, oh right, yeah, we're back. We're back. We're back. War is over. The war is over.
I think what you guys were alluding to in the beginning, though, like you probably don't want more than 2 episodes of that, right? Like it's probably enough. I don't know, but
yeah, I think in my head I was expecting 3, but I think 2 feels fine.
Okay, 2
as well.
or 3, but not more than that. Yeah, because that's not what we're here for. But it can be a nice kind of, I guess, detour and kind of add some depth to it. But yeah,
but I think to speak to it as a whole, look, man, it's Spy Family season 3. I think you know. If you want to watch
score by now,
yeah, we're 40 episodes in now, which is crazy, right? So,
yeah, it's crazy,
and a movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Artemis, how are you feeling about season 3?
I'm good on it. I would have been fine with a 3rd episode of the flashback, but I think you're right that it doesn't need to be belabored across like half a season or anything like that. One of the reasons I did enjoy the flashbacks so much is not that I think it breaks any ground. Like it's not like, whoa, this type of story has never been told before. Like it has opened my eyes to the horrors of war now. Like I understand. It's a Spy Family. It's always more so the way it's executed than necessarily what it does. And as always, it executes a good story arc in a way that's kind of both, sort of nostalgic and charming, but in this case also pretty dark for Spy Family.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. I guess it doesn't just kind of flesh out Lloyd's character, who we've only ever seen like a 1 second of flashback before, maybe, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But also for all the comical nature of Operation Strix and all the kind of dumbass ways that they go about trying to complete this mission, it does give a little more depth, because it's what if it fails? Like we're post-war now, but we're always on the brink of something, right? And so if not just Operation Strix itself, but if enough operations fail, if enough pieces fall, then the consequences are a second version of the war that we just got a flashback of, right?
Yeah.
I think it does a good job of reminding you of the stakes. Like, for as goofy as Spy Family is, like, there's a reason why Lloyd is sometimes like so comically devoted to the mission. It gives it a good grounding.
Right. And I think the flashback did a good job of that as well. So it's not just fleshing out his character in the past, but also giving us a good reason to continue investing in this otherwise often very comical operation, because it's a what if story, right? Like just because it's over now does not mean it's not going to be over forever.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously. So, yeah.
Oh, one last note, just because like it got a good laugh out of me. So in the flashback, when we see Lloyd get recruited, he gets recruited by this shady trench coat wearing
I was thinking, Jala's gonna love this.
Oh. Yeah, a real gravelly, slick, sort of undercover, part of the underworld, kind of secret operative who talks about how, his war is won,
like
in the shadows.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, Jal, who do you think voices that character?
Okay. He kind of sounds like this all the time, and he's your favorite voice actor, and he doesn't care about anything.
Oh man.
So what you're saying is Spy Family is ruined. Is that what
I'm sorry, yeah, Spy Family is bad now. Yes, Kenjiro Tsuda has gotten away with it again.
joined the cast. Yeah,
I'm almost about to join you, Jel, because like the moment this character walked on screen and opened his fucking mouth, I was like, oh my god, of course it's Kenjiro Tsuda. Of course they got him to voice this like random bit character who never appears ever again as like gravelly snake in the shadows spy.
It's a type. It's a type.
The man, I think not since maybe fucking like Norio Wakamoto himself have I ever seen a VA get so thoroughly typecast, pigeonholed into a single character archetype.
Yeah. Well, I think Spy Family is long enough and good enough to endure like one appearance by Kenjiro Tsuda, but I guess we'll see.
He is one of Japan's most beloved anime voice actors, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
He's the hardest working man in show business. That man is like, you go to his Wikipedia page and look at his credits. That man is constantly just everywhere, playing the same exact character every single time.
I mean, I'm literally looking at his profile now, man. He is in 2 other shows, this season alone. One of which we'll talk about soon.
Yes, he has not yet appeared. To be fair.
Okay.
Yeah, he is doing like multiple shows a season for the past like 30 years or something. Like he is the hardest working man in show business. But yes, all right. Then I will reluctantly watch episode 2 and 3 eventually here, but thank you for warning me on that one. Okay, but I mean, otherwise, hey, it's Spy Family, right? I mean, my only comment from episode 1. Did they make the animation better? I mean, it always looked good, but episode 1 kind of looked amazing. Maybe I'm just not remembering exactly, and maybe that is only the first episode. I don't know, but
that might be just classic. Episode 1 always gets a bit of a bump. I've also been told that, not that there's a shakeup, but there might be like a bit of a staff rotation going on with season 3. It seems like there might be new people coming up to bat for like episode directing roles this season.
Fresh blood that wants to show off.
Potentially, I think so. Yeah.
I guess where else do you let the new blood like work their way up other than Shonen Jump?
A very high profile,
yeah,
very high profile anime. One of the biggest.
Everybody at Studio Wit wants their opportunity to animate your doing like a sick backflip or something. Or I guess it was actually what's her name?
Fiona. Yeah, I was thinking specifically of some of the Fiona shots. Yeah,
her fucking sick, like physically impossible. Flash kick.
Yes.
I mean, this one is. I mean, Spy Family's always been Wit Studio and Cloverworks, right? I mean, I think it might just be a really good example of why studios should sometimes just band together and collab, because it's always been pretty solid, I think.
Right. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's move on to another season 3 of a popular manga.
Yes.
And Artemis, you did say you watched or kind of watched To Eternity season 3.
Yeah. Okay. So
fill us in on that one.
All right. So here's the thing. I did watch all of season 1, and I remember it very well.
Yes.
And I was absolutely convinced that I had watched all of season 2. So when I saw the synopsis for season 3, I was like, oh yeah, I'll just, I'll remember it as I watch the first episode. And I watched the first episode, and I was so fucking confused. So I went back trying to look up like season 2, episode 20 synopsis, and I was like, I don't remember any of this. So I had to go back to my anime list, where I do keep a pretty good record of what I watched. And apparently I actually dropped season 2 at around halfway, like around episode 9, I think. I dropped it.
Whoops.
So,
Oh man.
so when I watched episode 1 of season 3, I was like, who are these people? So I did, like, obviously I got who half of them were, but half of them I did not know. And now I know why, because I did not finish season 2 as I had thought. So I did watch all of episode 1 and also episode 2 of season 3.
Okay.
Um,
Well, is it enough of like a reboot? Because he's always, going to a different time, or he's going to a different time period or something.
right. I get the gist. Like, I'm not confused by the plot.
Right.
And I understand why there are new characters who I do not know.
Right.
But I still don't like it. I think just putting aside anything that happened in season 2, I'm just going to pretend I didn't watch any of season 2 because I cannot criticize what I didn't watch, right?
Right.
Like, I watched I think 9 episodes and I dropped it. So I can, like, but I
mean, the fact that you dropped it probably says enough about season 2 in itself.
Exactly. But I'm just let's just assume this is a brand new anime for me that I have no, prior stake in or anything. There are too many characters and you're bouncing around, giving them a line of dialogue here and there. It's too much.
Yeah.
So even if I'm looking at this purely just as a brand new show for the sake of the argument, it, like, just the pacing is just all over and I can't get a sense of any of the characters at all because there are just too many to give any of them adequate screen time to be satisfying.
What time period are we in now at this point? Are we?
Well, it's like modern day, but it's I guess it's an alternative modern day because we have like the kids are going to school. It looks like a pretty normal Japanese school type thing, and there are fairly normal looking cars and trucks on the road, and people have fairly normal looking cell phones and things like that. But there are also the tree roots, like everywhere that people are normalized for. They're not like, whoa, what is this doing here? They're just used to the world being covered in tree.
It's not like they're literally in Japan because this was never like on Earth, right? This was always
right, but Japan cannot understand any other school system apart from Japan.
Right.
So it looks like very much like a Japanese school, if you know what I mean. So
yeah.
And then like there are kids out like measuring like the rate of growth of the tree roots and stuff. So it's not, obviously it's not today like this world, modern world. It's just some kind of other version of modern world that might exist with today's technology.
Right. Okay, well, I guess the big question, if you didn't finish season 2, are you going to keep watching season 2?
No, I'm done. I know, I'm done. I'm good. I'm good here. I'm good here. I'm officially throwing in the towel now. I will not be watching more of this.
That makes sense. Yeah. What a disappointment. Did G and I, did you guys read this far in the manga, or you were done by then?
I did.
We did. I mean, I'll tell you what. We read far enough to get to the next time skip.
That's where I had stopped. That is where I like definitively stopped.
Yeah, same. I could not. I
just couldn't. Yeah.
To Your Eternity is like, it's such a shame because I really do think if you isolate the best parts of To Your Eternity, it is like some of the best storytelling I have like seen in like almost any manga I've ever read. But they're so few and far between, just a lot of tedious chapters that I don't think ever pay off well or amount to anything. Like, I'm not against slow pacing, but it's more like just the juice is not worth a squeeze. Like it does, like it has the juice, so to speak, but you gotta work so hard for it. It just doesn't feel like it's worth it after a certain point.
Yeah.
So it was a manga where I would periodically find myself asking, "What are we even doing here? why are we? What is?
How did we get here?"
Right. Yeah. Not even not a confused what is going on, but a indignant what is going on.
Right. Why was this decision made?
Yeah.
That's too bad. So it has such a. We'll say it one last time, I guess. It had such a strong start, right? And just
Oh, it was one of the best opening episodes.
Yeah,
I've probably ever seen.
And the first arc or two was really good too.
Fantastic, really fantastic.
Just fell apart after that, but
all right. And then every few episodes, Joel's favorite voice actor comes up.
That's right. Black Cloak. I forgot.
Right, yes, because he voices.
Yeah.
I mean, he's literally, at least up to where I watched, literally the worst thing about that show, and not just because he's voiced by Kenjiro Tsuda, just plot wise.
He causes so many stupid problems.
It really does.
Especially even in season 3. Fuck.
So yes, Kenjiro Tsuda literally ruined that. It wasn't even just he just happened to be there. He was voicing the character that ruined the whole thing for me. But yeah.
Well,
all right.
Will Kenjiro Tsuda ruin the next show?
He has yet to appear within the first 2 episodes of Gnosia.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So
did we cover this one in the previous podcast? I'm trying to remember.
So no, we didn't.
So.
And
there was a comment asking.
We actually had a comment on the preview show.
No, we should check this one out.
Are we not going to give Gnosia? Are we saying it Gnosia? Is that how we're saying it?
It's Gnosia, apparently.
Oh, Gnosia. Okay. Are we not giving the adaptation a chance? Well, here we are.
I am giving the adaptation a chance. Actually,
we didn't cover it on the preview show, but yes, shout out to I'm looking it up. AFQM. I don't think that's your real name, but shout out to you. So from what I saw, I didn't watch it, but this was kind of interesting.
It is interesting. I know about this because it is adapting a video game.
Right.
That's why this name sounds familiar.
Yes, okay. It was a small team indie visual novel that released on the PlayStation Vita.
God.
And then eventually came to Switch, where it found a larger audience. Basically, a bunch of people are on a ship drifting through space, and the Gnosia virus or plague or something has infected somebody, and they don't know who. And the ship's AI is programmed to self-destruct, killing everyone aboard if it detects the Gnosia virus. But they make a deal with the AI that if once a day we convene and vote to see who is the Gnosia and put them in cold sleep, then we can keep living. But the thing is, at the end of the day, when they have to go into warp, the Gnosia can still move in the warp, and if the Gnosia is still alive, it can kill somebody. So it's werewolf. They literally bring up werewolf in the first episode.
Oh, okay. The comparison, I would say, because between that and the character art, this has real strong Danganronpa vibes.
Right. The character art is crazy. The designs are wild. Yeah,
I think that is potentially what put me off of this initially. Because I was looking into it because I saw that comment as well. I was like, Gnosia, why does that sound familiar? And I was like, oh, right, this artist.
You know what? For the record, I think this art's better than Danganronpa.
Yeah, I mean, fucking dog shit is better than Danganronpa art style. Fucking
damn.
Dude, I want to get 1000 Academy so bad.
Right, 100 line,
every time, but every time I look at that fucking art, I want to fucking throw 100 line. My bad. Yeah. It's just God. I just fucking I just hate that dude's art style. I'm sorry. I think it sucks. Yeah. I hate the way the characters look. Yeah. Everybody tells me, oh well, if you like 999, Danganronpa is even better written than that. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna believe you because I can't look at these characters.
So in Gnosia,
yes.
By the end of the first episode, everyone's been voted off, and the fan service boob lady turns out to be the Gnosia and kills the main character, Yuri. But of course, we're also in a time loop. Yuri wakes up.
It really is one of these games.
Oh yeah. So Yuri wakes up, in the second episode, and it's everyone trust me, SQ is the Gnosia. And, we got a bunch of different scenes. They interact with more characters, and then, dun dun dun. This time, SQ is not the Gnosia. It was the other lady.
So I guess the gimmick here is you can't save scum either. Like, you are starting from a fresh instance.
And the thing is also, then, they wake up in the third loop or whatever, and different characters are there, right? You do not have the entire cast present at all times.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Group, right?
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, it's it's like, now I need to go tell this person about this, and it's like, they're not there. Now some weird alien-looking guy is here, right? And so my understanding is that was sort of the loop of the game, is you are constantly looping, and there's always a different group of characters, and a different person is the Gnosia, and you sort of, over time, learn how each of these characters argue, and, learn to use that information and try to solve the time loops or whatever. So in the context of an anime, I think this is like better suited to adapt than, I don't know, an action game, let's say. Because
I can see how this would work.
Just people standing around talking, right?
Right.
You can reuse all the backgrounds over and over and over. Put all the money into the character animation. And on scripts for this, they have Juki Hanada, who is a GLORIO favorite at this point. Grand Elm and Place Further Than the Universe. Various Love Lives, right? And so,
did any of us ever like Love Live?
I don't know. Akuge has watched many of them. I don't know if he liked them.
I mean, he watched them. I don't know if like is the word I would use, but yes.
Right. So
let's put some respect. This is also Mr. Girl's Band Cry.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah, true.
So gotta
give him that one.
This show, if this show is just people standing around and arguing with each other or talking about other things, and so it's a format that works for that, I think. In anime, you can sort of do that, and you can sort of have each episode is a loop, or they will start to speed up as necessary. I think it kind of works.
I mean, no, this does sound interesting, and I mean, it sounds also like, I hate to be that guy because I know that I hate it when I hear other people say this, but as someone who's never going to play the game.
Mm-hmm. I'm considering picking up the game.
Sure. I mean, do report back. But yeah, it's like, this sounds like a way to like consume the story without like needing to. I mean, it's.
Yes, my understanding is the randomness can sometimes lead to like the plot stalling out, right? Because
also like no disrespect, like no disrespect to the game, of course, but I imagine a VN of this structure is probably like. What are we talking? Like bare minimum 20 hours, 30 hours?
Huge, big time sink. Yeah, probably.
Let's see.
Right?
And so like a 13 episode anime is probably a way to like get the vibes of the story without needing to like fully buy in.
Yeah, I'm seeing people saying on how long to beat. It looks like it's a 17 to 20 hour game.
Okay. Also, you didn't even mention, like, you mentioned him offhand. You really should have emphasized more now that I'm looking up pictures.
When I say alien-looking guy, he looks like a gray. He looks like a little gray man.
Like a gray man. He's got a ray gun, man.
Yeah. There's also a beluga whale in a spacesuit. One over there. I think someone's a robot.
Yeah. These character designs, though, this is some, like, Gohan's-esque maximalism going on here, but it's something.
Yeah.
It's all right. And there's something there. It's something interesting there, right? It's just not
it's fine so far. I'm looking forward to watching the next episode, which is more than I can say about many shows.
Yes.
It does have a completely unhinged opening with Teddy Lloyd as well.
Teddy Lloyd.
We got
Teddy Lloyd causing the problems. I forgot to talk. Maybe when Siguraka is on, we'll put that Kamen Rider show on the show list, which also has Teddy Lloyd going insane, having used all of his power on New Penny and Stocking with Garter Belt.
Teddy Lloyd is
falling apart. He's breaking.
Is Teddy Lloyd another case of Teddy Lloyd has never missed? Unfurl scroll of every time Teddy Lloyd has ever missed. Well, nevertheless.
Want to hear a electronica version of the original Kamen Rider theme?
Maybe.
It sounds like
it sounds like, I mean, I don't know. You tell me Teddy Lloyd remixes the Kamen Rider theme.
Oh, but it sounds... anyway, we can talk about that show when other people who have seen it are on. But Gnosia seems fine.
Okay, cool. Let's go on to talk about Campfire Cooking Another World Season 2. Artemis, this was one that you were going to check back in on.
Yeah, I checked back in. It is pretty much exactly as reported. This is the isekai show to watch if you don't necessarily like isekai tropes for the most part, or kind of pseudo, European medieval fantasy, generic kind of setting, but you don't really care about that either necessarily. You just want the food. It's just the food. It's,
it's just more in line with like the restaurant to the other world type of isekai.
Yeah, it's very much more like that, just with outdoors than as opposed to in a restaurant.
Bring back Izakaya Nobu.
Oh wait, is it? Now that I think about it, are we actually combining that show with like the camping genre, which is a genre now?
No, because you don't really. You see them. I mean, you see them like occasionally make a fire or sleep.
Okay,
but not really. No, it's not really like an outdoor. Like much of it takes place outdoors because they hunt monsters, obviously outdoors. But it's not really about outdoor living. It's just.
We are blowing the minds of Fantasyland.
The party goes out, and then there's like the townsfolk are like, oh yeah, there's a big horde of monsters in that forest, and no one has dared to go in there for 3 years. And then they're like, okay, and they go in and they basically one punch man the monster, and then
they eat it, right?
And then they eat it, and then they go back and they process it. It has to be processed, and then they eat it.
A weird amount of eating monsters this season.
It's an enduring trope.
It has little tiny snippets of action, but not really. There's never any stakes in it. You know exactly what's going to happen. But it has kind of a goofy side, and it does not care about what it rips off from. So in season 2, episode 2, which I just watched last night, or episode 3? Maybe it's 3. I can't remember what episode. I think it's 2 actually. And they go to a new town because they want to process a rare earth dragon. And they've been told that a guild master in this town is the guy to talk to about it. It's so rare and its scales are so hard that they need to find like a specialist.
And let me guess, they can prevent it from decomposing by putting it in his item box or subspace where time does not pass.
That always happens, but the point with this monster is that its scales are so hard that they need some kind of specialized equipment to make that happen.
The dwarven engineering.
Yeah, they need something. They've been told to go to this town and talk to this person. So they line up. There's like a line outside of town, and to get in, you have to show your guild badge or pay money or whatever. It's like a checkpoint, right? And they're waiting in line, and an elf comes out. He is a blonde elf, with the traditional elven ears, and he says, "My name is Alrand. I'm here to process your dragon." And it was just,
can't just anime writers are
the bravest people.
But they make him, and he is tall, blonde, like traditional kind of generic Tolkien-esque kind of elven clothes, long.
Is he jacked instead of willowy?
But he is an otaku. For monsters. When they get to his workshop, whatever, and the main character starts pulling monsters out of his inventory, he's just like gushing uncontrollably over over all the rare kind of monsters he's pulling out and stuff, and he's just kind of geeking out. So it was pretty good. It was dumb as hell, but it's the kind of show that understands it is dumb. It's
right.
Do you know what I mean? So it's good.
Yeah.
In that sense. So I'm having a good time. It is exactly the kind of show you watch where you don't necessarily care what happens because nothing will really probably ever happen. But it's very pleasant to watch.
No
it's a good end of week show or a good after work show or a good I want to watch something but I'm too tired to invest in anything particular.
I need background noise while I'm eating dinner.
It's good. It's a good eating show, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds that does sound fun. I feel like I haven't picked up one of those shows in a while, but every now and then I'm always grabbing one of those. So I think I get it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move along. Let's talk about the new Digimon.
Yeah. It's Digimon.
BEATBREAK.
Sure is Digimon. as ever, these shows are. What I say last time, this is the Digimon show for the 13-year-olds who were 8 when they watched a Ghost game. All right. Go ahead. You were going to ask me something.
No, I was going to say, I don't remember what was like the... Was there
I don't think we talked about this last time. It
was on the preview show.
Right. No, we definitely talked about
right? We did, that's right. I don't know if I would say there's like a hook in as much as like
it's just Digimon.
Not in the same way like Ghost Game was explicitly horror themed, right?
Right. That's what I was going for, right?
So this has the element of, stop me if you heard this before, they're in a cyberpunk dystopia where one side of the river is shiny and new, and everyone has their Sapotama, which have replaced all computing devices with this egg-shaped orb that does everything. And on the other side of the river is the like busted up slums where the main character lives. And so he lives off in the slums, and because his e-pulse. And everyone has an e-pulse, which powers all of the new technology, their emotional energy. His is like toxic to the computers or something. It causes bugs and glitches. And so, he gets to be the loner type guy off to the side. But then, of course, at some point, the bad Digimon, or drain people's e-pulse show up, and his Sapotama hatches into a little lizard guy.
Of course.
They hang out, go on adventures. So Gekkomon as opposed to Gekkomon.
Legally distinct.
Yes, we must establish this again.
I think it's so funny. I'm sorry.
That is very funny. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine so far. There's a crew. There's a tomboy girl. There's a square little kid guy, and
Wait, what do you mean square little kid guy?
Like square as in like
nerd,
like
okay. I thought
stick in the mud, kind of like
gotcha. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, type guy. So what? Yes, the tomboy girl had her Digimon's some sort of mammalian creature. When it digivolves, it's got pants and gun arms.
It will almost certainly evolve into an attractive woman by the end, right?
Or possibly a robot.
Sure, but I mean...
Yes, it's what this cat thing, and then it turns into like a dog with gun arms and pants. Like that's Digimon.
Yeah.
That's Digimon right there. The other kid has a little Batmon, which was not evolved yet.
So. Is this just more Digimon complimentary or just more Digimon derogatory?
Let's go with complimentary for now. 2 episodes in, like I have no issues with it. It's very standard. Okay. To my eyes, who has watched the past 3 Digimon shows, right? Not breaking any new ground, but it's doing a good job with the existing tropes, right? Yes, basically what? Yeah, the bad Digimon drink people's E-Pulse, which makes them like literally freeze solid and have to be hospitalized. And they did this to the main guy's brother and to his friend at school. So he joins up with the team who
when you
hunt
say
down the bad
E-Pulse,
Digimon.
When you say E-Pulse, is it like something they have, or is it just like their aura or something?
Yeah, it's like
their energy.
Yes, it's meant to just be like the vital energy or something, right?
Okay.
The technology transforms your spirit into power for the devices.
Right. Got it.
Oh, this thing is absolutely digivolving into an attractive woman. Wow, holy shit! Yeah, I mean,
what's
not
even
yet.
Called? I don't remember. I don't even remember what it's called yet.
It is Wolvermon with its iconic attack, Tomboy Blaze.
Is that really what's called?
Yes. Hit him with the Tomboy Blaze.
Yep.
Anime writers truly are the bravest. Bravest people.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess I'm glad to hear that's not, at least it's not a disappointment. It's carrying on the tradition totally fine.
Here. You know, I point and hoot and holler at the screen whenever Naoto Shishida cut appears. Toei's ace.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to another new show that I wasn't necessarily expecting to talk about, but I both kind of liked and didn't like this. Wandance. This is a show about a guy who the simplest explanation, it's a dancing sports show. Great.
Okay.
That's the
Welcome
simplest
to the ballroom.
A kind of explanation. It's not ballroom, it's more like, more modern, popular
Tribe Called Crew,
hip hop inspired type of dancing, right? But he so this guy, he's a member of the basketball team, and but he's interested in dancing, and of course this beautiful girl shows up that wants to join the dance club or team or whatever. I the format of it was not very clear to me, but and so he's inspired to by her to kind of get into dancing. And I actually, and Artemis, I know you watched this too, you did the first look. I actually kind of liked, I didn't get to watch more of it, I kind of liked this, and I'll get to the asterisk in a minute, but the story wise and like character wise and stuff, I was surprised, like I kind of enjoyed it.
I started off, and again, I am also leaving aside the asterisk for now.
Yes.
I started off like the first 5 to 10 minutes not liking it particularly, like not hating it, but just like not particularly invested and just feeling, like ho-hum about it.
Right.
I think the kind of back half of the episode did a lot more to endear itself to me, like story-wise and character-wise.
Yeah.
To the point where I was ready to invest. I was.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, I'll watch more.
I was going to watch an episode 2.
Yep.
And then I realized that I could not and would not watch an episode 2.
So, so yeah. I don't know if that specific. Okay, so what we're talking about is the actual dancing.
The
I assume it's terrible
CG. The crux of the show. So just let me preface this, and I assume that you guys are roughly in the same camp where it's an anime, it's a visual medium, so of course visuals do matter in some regard, but I am willing to put aside certain aspects of visuals that I may not like. If I watch a show and I like the story and characters enough, if I don't necessarily dig the character designs, I can get over it. Right. It's not like visuals are not the be all and end all for me. It's okay.
I'm not necessarily super into the Gnosia character designs, but I'm enjoying the show nevertheless.
Right. So I can put aside certain things that I'm not big into. It's not the crux of the show that it looks amazing. It doesn't have to look amazing for me to want to watch more of it or for me to enjoy it. But this show, the point is, it's called Wandance. The point of the show is dancing. That is the main plot of like, that is the thing that makes the show, right? Like, can we?
It takes up a significant part of the screen time of the show, and it's the whole kind of purpose, right?
It's the point of the show. Like, it is the thing that everything that the characters revolve around is this thing does.
Right.
And
okay.
It looks like if Hatsune Miku just came out.
Miku Dance.
2009 Miku Miku Dance.
Oh, baby. Oh, wow.
But maybe even worse, because before that, it's all normal, like, pretty
anime,
just normal.
Because it looks pretty good in the 2D parts.
It's fine. It looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. Yeah. I even quite like the character designs. I think overall they're fine. And it just switches like that.
There's no transition or anything.
There's zero transition. Just as soon as the music starts, or as soon as their bodies start to move in a dance form of any kind, there it goes.
Yeah. And if you're listening, you can go to the glorioblog.com and look at Artemis's first look post. I threw some screenshots in there, but
it makes Gohan's look like a work of fucking art. Like,
oh man,
baby.
Yeah. And it's not just the models, like the character models, which again they are like old MMD tier models, but I think they tried to go for like hyper realistic choreography.
Sure, mocap stuff, like
it almost looks mocapped, and that just makes it weirder. like it doesn't like quite. It just looks even more out of place.
Yeah, and then it's not even just that either. It's also that for some reason the faces are left out, so the faces turn into blobs. Like actually, like I'm not.
Oh, it's in some parts.
Literally,
out,
their faces are just mishappen blobs with like a couple of sketch lines here and there, and then the rest of their face just kind of disappears. Like the eyes and the nose and the mouth just kind of disappear, and the head gets shaped more like a sideways oval. Like I don't know how to explain it. Their faces become blobs.
I was gonna say you kind of have to watch it. I think all the official channels have intentionally not placed any of the animation.
You need to go and watch the episode and just
so you kind of have to watch the episode, but
if you want to see it.
If you're really curious.
Looking at some of these screenshots, and I think it's kind of that I would dislike calling something like low effort necessarily, because I know about the amount of work that goes into any anime production, but these are like remarkably low quality models by modern standards. Like, remember when we were all like, remember in the early days of Girls Band Cry when it was like, no, trust me, like this, like actually stick with this show, right? Like this is like, yes, it's all CG, but like actually like, believe me, they're doing something here.
Yeah.
Like, and I would say those models were pretty decent, right?
Yeah.
I think, like, even if we have to accept a world where, like, CG is going to become an increasingly, like, normalized part of anime, especially for things that are quite difficult to do hand-drawn, like dancing, like, understandably.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Dancing and mechs, the two things that require CG
horses,
models.
Don't forget horses.
And horses, you're right, horses.
Yep, horses, definitely. Yeah.
But I think, fair, at a certain point, you just have to, you have to, like, maybe check fairness at the door or understanding at the door, just go, no, these models look like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not a matter of taste for anyone listening who just thinks like, oh,
no, these are just bad. These are just bad.
Yeah, holy shit.
It's not good. And screenshots don't really give it justice either. You have to see this thing in motion to understand where we're coming from.
Yeah, it's very bad.
That's wild.
There's no way you can spin it.
To do this to the thing that the show is about is just bizarre to me. I don't like.
Well, I guess to end on a little more positive note, like I said, I did like the kind of the where they were going with the story and the characters. I like the main guy because he's his thing is they kind of emphasize. This seems like a specific maybe topic the author really wanted to cover. He has like a stutter, and that affects his confidence. And we even get a amazing appearance from Scatman John,
which was really good, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yes.
Wait, hang on. What is?
Yeah. It's about at the halfway point, and it's not just a couple of seconds homage. It's like probably like a full minute, maybe.
He pulls up Scatman John on YouTube, and they talk about his stuttering problem for a bit, and it's pretty cool. But
I thought so. Like I was seeing that thumbnail while looking for the clip of the dancing, and I thought it was a joke, right? But
nope.
That's Scatman John.
That Scatman John does make an appearance. And yeah, I like the main guy made me think about. I talked about this with what's his name, Okarun from Dawn to Dawn, when I first started watching that. How like, I don't mind the kind of like low confidence main character so long as they're like trying, right? And this guy. Bless his heart. He when he makes the decision that he's gonna take up this dance thing, the main girl that the pretty girl that has showed up is like off on a bridge somewhere practicing her dancing, and so he goes up to her and basically says, to ask her to help him learn how to dance or whatever. And he's like, "This is all I can do," and he puts his heart into it. The only thing he can do is the Running Man, and he just breaks out the Running Man.
For a good like 20 seconds of.
And you know what? I respect this man for going for it. And I'm like, I immediately was like, I like this guy. He's doing his best.
It's endearing. No, it really is.
Endearing,
like
yes.
it was a funny bit, and it was meant to be funny. Not haha at him, but
yeah,
just
right.
It was meant to be charming, and it was.
Yeah, exactly. And that kind of stuff was like, oh man, I kind of like this, but also, God, it's so like a third of the episode is dancing, and it's so bad.
Yeah.
And yet, I think I would. Okay, this looks terrible. I would probably take this over. I'll still take this over Jet AI. Like,
yes.
Well, yes. I mean that goes without saying.
I think that Ira. I think you're alley-ooping me up into our next show. Next show on our list is. Mechanical Marie, the first of many robot girl shows I had end up watching this season. Technically, I will say the main character in the show is actually not a robot, but she's pretending to be one because the guy that's hiring her as a maid does not trust humans and only wants a robot for his maid. But plot's not really important. It wasn't very good anyway. The big thing with this one is the generative AI controversy that has been around this. I guess technically we cannot prove that they use generative AI, but it sure as hell looks like it.
Did they not come out and say they did not specifically say?
I don't believe there. From what I saw, there has been no official statement from, at least at the time of me researching things, from them on it. The only thing. And you can go to my first look at theglorioblog.com to see examples and all of my anime journalism on it. But the only thing that people were kind of latching on to was the original author of the manga was like, oh no, look, see, there's an illustrator credited for making these beautiful illustrations. Isn't it great? And everyone kind of latched onto that as confirmation. And it's like, I don't know, folks. Just because somebody got credited for making the images doesn't mean that they didn't use AI on them. In some capacity, it's so. To kind of give a little further context in the episode itself where they're using it, there's a couple spots where it's like, dramatic pause, and then the screenshot changes over to this like fully, rendered, shaded, whatever thing that looks a lot like what your AI models would spit out. And then even more egregiously, in the there's like some fight scenes later, some action scenes, and instead of actually animating them, they make these sort of Gen AI looking images with like some like 2.5D motion added on top of them. It looks awful. And you know, G, as a actual real artist, I don't know if you have any more nuance to bring to the conversation, but it looks like they were using Gen AI in some capacity, if not to make the image, then maybe it's part of like an overpainting process or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so the thing I think I would say is that I think first and foremost, I tend to err on the side of caution just because I do not think it is good to sling accusations too freely. I'm not speaking about this situation particularly. Right. I just mean like holistically. I think there have already been a number of erroneous witch hunts against artists who have who have been accused of using AI, and the reality is, no, it's just that this is the style that AI stole from, and this artist just, that is the way that artist draws, and that is like a popular style that AI already like trends towards scraping, and people trend towards prompting. So I don't want to like make a stand here and be like, I definitively think this anime has utilized generative AI, but I will say, based on my own investigation and reading other people's like reports on it and reviewing the artwork myself, the thing I would definitely say is it doesn't look good. I'll tell you that. Like again, gun to my head, are they using AI or not? I think I lean towards yes, but I think broadly the evidence does not does not bode well for this show, I think.
And I've been trying to, as much as, because my first reaction was, whatever, like everybody else, and I've been trying to temper my frustration over it a little bit and just not actually, like, we don't really know, right? I just want to be clear on that.
I think there are some smoking guns, right? Like, I think there is a frame from the show in which the character appears to have two left hands, which,
it's the classic.
That is the classic
indicator.
Look at the hands for the giveaway. But I think my running theory is, as you kind of alluded to at the start of this gel, it seems like what they may be doing is, in some ways, the most insidious form of utilizing generative AI is when trained artists use generative AI, because basically what will happen is there will be like an initial drawing that is made, and then that drawing made by an artist will be fed into one of these like generative AI like things to basically create like, as I said, an overpainting, and then the artist will go over that overpainting and correct the like most obvious issues, right, to make it look more convincingly like it was handmade.
Right.
I think really the most disappointing and really like the most annoying thing about all this is that we just live in a world where like we have to exercise this degree of paranoia around, around the media we consume. And at least for me as an artist, around my peers, like, it fucking sucks that I have to like look at people who do the same thing I do and go, have you embraced the devil? Are you one of them? And that's an awful feeling. Like, that's a really, and it sucks. I think, like, regardless of whether this actually is using AI or not, again, I am leaning towards, I think it is. I still think it sucks that we have to like sit here and interrogate a show like this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no winner, because either they did it and that's bad, or they didn't and they're getting trashed for it unfairly, right? There's no good.
No.
because there are people going in a lot harder than we are right now on this, right? Like, so like, either way, it's a lose-lose situation, and it sucks, and I hate AI so much. But unfortunately, that is the situation we're in. This is if they used AI, it's not going to be the first time here, and it's probably not going to be the last.
Well, don't worry.
I
I think just recently the Japanese government wrote a strongly worded letter to OpenAI requesting that they not AI generate copyrighted characters. The Japanese government made no intention of enforcing this legally, but they figured that a strong request that surely the leadership at OpenAI would listen to the strong request of the Japanese government.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll go well. But anyway, the show itself wasn't even that great anyway, so I don't think we're missing much. But it'd be nice if it was being judged on its own merits and not having to have this conversation at all.
Yes.
We are here. All right, let's talk about another robot girl show I watched. Alma-chan Wants to Be Family. What if we had Spy Family but scientists, and it was bad? So like the concept was there's these two scientists that are like they're rival scientists, but they team up to make like the perfect artificial human. It's a little girl, and when the girl wakes up, she's like, well, I think you're supposed to be my mom and dad. That's how families work. And
yeah, definitely.
So they decide to pose as a family because I guess this needs to stay a secret that they created this android girl. And to keep the secret, they're going to pretend to be a family. And all of the charm and fun of Spy Family are not here. Just the general premise, where it's the mom and dad and the kid trying to keep this thing under wraps. I think part of it is because they're scientists and they're like intentionally socially awkward. And the girl also talks like you asked ChatGPT a question, which is intentional. But speaking of AI, I guess. But there were some like kind of funny moments here. It wasn't awful. Like it wasn't the worst thing, but it was just kind of dry and boring and not a lot going on. The mom looks like Bargain Bin Yor.
I did see the screenshot.
That's right. Yeah,
there's a very fine line between the Yor we know and love and just an anime lady with black hair and a red sweater, and she's just an anime lady with black hair and a red sweater. But I thought that was very funny. So again, it wasn't awful, but I don't think there was enough going on there. Let's talk about Touring After the Apocalypse, which some people, spoilers, it might be a spoiler that I've put that on this particular block of shows, but it did happen. I think we all watched at least the first episode, right? Did Artemis, did you watch episode 2 as well?
I watched 2 and 3.
Oh, okay. You can speak.
So you're actually so before, because I think you said 2 and 3 might redeem it a bit.
Yeah,
but
I didn't think much of episode 1.
Yeah.
I don't remember why I watched episode 2 as well. I think I just had some spare time and was like, okay, I'll give it another go. Because I didn't hate episode 1. I just didn't.
It was not like
it was like a fight. You know what I mean? Like it was whatever. Yeah. So,
other than I think the older girl's voice is kind of annoying.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Episode 2 I liked a lot more, and then episode 3 was kind of going to be the deciding one for me, and I also did like 3, even though I was fully prepared not to. So, episode 2, they meet another person.
Oh, okay.
But he is a robot. In fact, he is literally only the head of a robot. However, he is a real person. A human consciousness has been.
He's got a ghost.
So he is just the robot head and upper torso, but no legs, so he cannot get around. He was stuck there, and they managed to kind of reboot him because he was out of battery or whatever, I guess.
Right. Okay.
And he has amnesia. So the episode is just kind of them going around as before, but with this guy also like on the back of their motorbike, And at the end of the show, he gets back his memories, and he goes, they had invited him to go with them because I guess they are starved for it, human contact naturally. And he says yes, but then at the end he's like, you know what? I'm good. Just leave me here. I'll get by. And we all know, based on the kind of melancholy tone, that he is wanting to die.
Right.
And I just didn't really expect the show to go in that direction.
Neither did I.
Right. So I was, but it didn't. It's kind of like Spy Family, in that they don't belabor the dark point. Like, they kind of hint at this thing. They don't really flash back to whatever it was that caused the apocalypse. But there was he had a family, and it kind of flashed back to not long, 1 minute maybe, of his family, and there's been an accident of some kind. They don't say what the accident was, just like it's an accident, and there was maybe some kind of explosion involved in said accident. So you get the idea, he wants to go back to his family, but has realized by the end of the episode that he has no family because they died in whatever explosion occurred, however many years ago now this was, I don't know. And at the end, they leave him at his request at the edge of a cliff. And he allows himself, his battery runs out, and he allows himself to fall into the water, and kind of you see his human face, not his real human face, obviously, but what he did look like, smiling as he closes his eyes and basically passes happy that he will now be reunited with his family at long last, kind of thing.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So I kind of like that.
Yeah. Because I guess we didn't really talk too much about the premise. If anybody doesn't know, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory in the title, but this is like a post-apocalyptic, two girls running around on a motorbike, right? And they reveal that one of them is a robot with a railgun or something.
Which I'm going to put an asterisk on that as well, because especially in episode 3, they make it pretty clear that either this is a robot who's doing a remarkably good job of acting thirsty and can literally drink water and eat food, or she is only she has, she's more like a cyborg. She has some kind of robotic parts, but she is essentially human, because they show her at least doing a very good job again of acting like she is also hot. She also needs to drink water. She also needs to eat. Her stomach also rumbles when she's hungry, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm not really necessarily convinced. She could be a robot who was just simply programmed to act as human as possible. But also she
add humanity to her.
Right, but also she literally does drink water, so I don't really know.
Yeah. Okay.
How
would that work?
Yeah. How about the other girl? Is she just appeared to be normal? Because in the first episode, she had weird flashbacks to the before times.
Yes.
Right.
So every episode so far, so 2 and 3, there's also a flashback. I have a couple of theories about this. One is that she is also some kind of, not robot, but has some kind of
machine consciousness
or machine consciousness that allows her to see what it was like in this particular location this many years ago. So
she has the old phone, right?
Essentially see the memories of a place somehow.
Yeah.
My second theory.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. My second theory is that she has the memories of her sister somehow, but does not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because she treats it like a dream. She wakes up in episode 3 and she's like, "Oh yeah, I had a really weird dream," and she's about to explain the dream, and then something happens and she never gets around to it, kind of thing. Classic.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that she's a ghost or something?
Yeah, so there could be various. The fact that I'm theorizing about this at all, I think, speaks well of the anime, because I wouldn't really bother if there was nothing to it.
Right.
Yeah. I think one of my problems with it is I felt like there are too many direct flashbacks, which I don't know. Maybe this is me wanting the show to be more like a typical show in this genre where you only get like hints at what happened in the past and you never actually see the past.
I would prefer that too, but
this is like a lot of just. Yeah. Oh, I remember. I'm now having a vision of what it was like in 2025 Japan or whatever. Right.
That was my thought too, very much on episode 1. But if it does go down a slightly more kind of complex plot route where there is a particular reason why she was having these flashbacks, then I'm more interested.
And it's not clear whether they're going
right, and it's not clear how she comes by these flashbacks. So because it makes it pretty clear that she was not there. Like there is no logical way that a fully human person could have flashbacks of this type because she has never been here.
Right. It's definitely not her memories.
Right. So it could just be her imagination. Right. There's that too. She could just literally be having dreams, but to do it 3 episodes in a row, I get the feeling that's not the case.
Yeah. Because she has like the pictures on the phone she can look at, right? She
has pictures on the phone, but they're not videos. They are pictures, right? I don't think.
I was thinking of the imagination
time where she sees a video. So it could very well be. In which case, I will stand by my original assessment of that particular story element. So then I watched
psychic powers.
Yes, something. I'm kind of leaning more towards because you don't know what happened to the sister. I feel like I'm leaning more towards her sister did something that the young girl is not aware of, and now she's walking around unbeknownst to her with her older sister's memories in some capacity.
Right. Yeah. I was theorizing Ghost earlier because it's like whenever we had a flashback in the first episode. Like, it seems like many, many, many years have passed since the before times. Considering, the size of the trees and stuff they were saying.
Right. They are massive, yeah. So, I don't know. But it depends on the nature of the accident, too, and what technology was around when the accident, as the accident occurred. But I don't really know. So, then I was interested enough from that to watch episode 3. And episode 3, nothing in particular happens. They are just wandering around looking for food. And they wander down like a street with some houses that were once probably very good houses, like fairly rich neighborhood. But the houses, of course, are many, many years long, abandoned and overgrown, etc. So they wander around several houses looking for food, and they eventually end up in one that's pretty large, and they do find kind of a cache of food that they can, canned foods and stuff. And there's just a really nice moment that I appreciated where they'll wander around, they've eaten their food, and they're now looking for the bedroom, to sleep.
Yes.
And they split up because the house is quite large, and the not. So far as we know, Robot Girl goes upstairs and is looking for the bedroom, and she opens the door to a bedroom, and you see her go, "Oh," and then close the door. And then the other character calls out, "Did you find anything?" And you see her leaving the room going, "No, nothing here. Like, let's just sleep downstairs on the couch," kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the camera itself goes back into the bedroom for 1 second, and it doesn't show anything. It just shows that there is a sheet, and it's definitely placed over a human shaped something.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the girl on the stairs, and she stops for a second and does the kind of the praying, one hand in front of the face, kind of praying gesture, and then goes on her way. So. I really like
that's more of the kind of thing I would expect from this kind of show.
Yeah, I really like that because it doesn't kind of overemphasize anything. There's no kind of shock horror element. There's nothing unnecessarily big either in the emotional reaction or in the physical, like what they're literally showing you on screen. But it does all it needs to. With minimal dialogue, which I've always appreciated. If anime has one sin, that it's that it talks too damn much.
Yeah.
And this was just
I actually thought they were talking too much in episode 1.
But this is a really good example that the show does know, even if not all the time, it does understand how to show a scene that should be poignant and does manage to be so because it pointedly does not say anything it doesn't need to.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know. I feel like the show might frustrate me because in some ways, because it might keep kind of going back and forth between those two things.
Right.
But I am interested enough in the plot now and in the show's capacity to be emotional when it needs to without being over emotional.
Yeah.
To watch more of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll check back in later in the season and see how that's doing then. Okay. And then finally, the last Robot Girl show on my list here is Dusk Beyond the End of the World. This is the PA Works 25th anniversary. I don't know if you guys can hear. I've got
the anime
police are about to arrest me for some of the things I'm about to say.
Oh dear.
So yes, Dusk Beyond the End of the World. It's the 25th anniversary PA Works show. I hated this. Just to preface.
It's just straight up.
And I apologize because this is going to be therapy for me to try to just get this out of my system. But okay, so for a little context, there was an episode 0, which I'm finding is an increasingly bad idea to give the kind of background. Yep. And I watched episode 0 and I watched episode 1. So episode 1 is like the prologue, to kind of get the idea what's going on. And episode 1 is like, this is what the show actually is, right? I hated both of them, but probably for different reasons. So the premise of the show is in episode 0, we're in the near future. I think they actually say like 2029 or something, but it's supposed to be, near future, where there's this girl genius. She's only 18, but she has perfected AI and is ready to create artificial humans, but she's getting all kinds of pushback from, people saying AI has no soul. And there's like, they show these very heavy-handed like montage clips of the news of people like, other, world leaders and religious leaders and things condemning AI and stuff like that.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah, right. And I'm like, immediately I'm like, where are they going with this? Like, are we going pro AI or anti AI on this one? Because the main character girl is like, oh, I don't know what the problem is, right? I'm just trying to make a cool robot or whatever, and so the main character is her like, I guess, well, they make sure to say he wasn't legally adopted for reasons that will be apparent in a moment, but there's this kid who his father was a scientist or something, and both his parents died, so his father's friend took him in, and his daughter is the genius girl, and then he grows up basically as her little brother. But 10 years later, when he's 17 and she's 18, they're now in love. So now he's ready to hook up with his sister / big sister / girlfriend, and everything's working great. Okay. He totally supports her work in AI and everything, but he takes a bullet for her when a crazy person shows up at one of her speeches and dies, or so he thinks.
Do we digitize his brain in a robot?
Only to wake up from some probably cryogenic device at an indeterminate amount of time later. So all of that was like episode 0. I hated that because they try to establish this emotional core of the relationship with these two characters,
and it turns out to like not matter, right? Like,
and no, it's still there, but I for one, I absolutely hate the we're not actually siblings angle on this, because I don't care if you grew up starting from when you were 6 years old and you were raised as brother and sister and you call each other brother and sister. That's just weird, man. I don't care.
It's still a weird vibe.
There's a whole effect. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Yeah.
Like, and they go out of their way to say, because this is also part of the are they pro AI here? Everybody already has what is basically what we're trying to get now, where you can just talk to your computer, and even talking to the computer about relationships, and like the guy's talking to his computer, and the computer's like, well, your dad never legally adopted you. It's okay. And I'm like, God, I want to kill myself. So anyway, but and this is what they're trying to make as the emotional core and what will be the motivation for this guy going forward in the whatever future that he's going to end up in. So at end of episode 0, he takes a bullet, he theoretically dies, and then episode 1 he wakes up in what is apparently some time in the distant future, vaguely post-apocalyptic, kind of similar to Touring After the Apocalypse, where nature is healing and there's like trees and stuff now, but it's all covering the burnt out buildings and stuff like that from whatever happened. And he wakes up in this like seemingly utopian society where there's hardly any technology. Apparently there is a one unified government and world peace, and everybody, they make a very big point of they have this ceremony analogous to marriage, where men can marry men and women can marry women, and even multiple people can marry each other. And they kind of frame this as the main guy who has woken up and still has values of the past all finds this a little weird. He's like vaguely homophobic and racist, but in a way that I think the show is trying to point out that he has old-fashioned ideals. I'm like, okay, so now are they going for, if we're not anti-AI, are we going the other direction, or if we're not pro-AI, are we going the other direction where they're saying, I don't know, the AI is bad somehow. Whatever. I felt like we were swinging maybe in the other direction now, where we're super woke and and perhaps we would be happier without technology or whatever. But then I eventually came to realize, no, they're not trying to say anything, which is really what I should have expected anyway. It's just a big dumb spectacle, because the one government that exists controls all the technology, so they actually still have technology.
Of course,
and this the guy who's like the district leader guy or whatever shows up, and I'm actually almost shocked he wasn't voiced by Kenjiro Suda. He's just this like comically evil cartoon villain guy. He literally has his tongue wagging at some point out of his mouth.
One of those.
So
just crazy,
so wild and crazy and evil. And he shows up with his squad of dudes so like everybody else that we've seen so far is like has no modern technology. They've got like horse-drawn carriages and stuff, right? And no phones or anything, just no technology whatsoever. At one point they like run across a tractor, and the Bane guy kind of knows how to fix it, and everybody's kind of amazed that he knows how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the regional cartoon villain guy shows up, he's got a squad of dudes with like present day like tactical gear and guns, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to take him in because he's some guy from the past. Everyone refers to him as the wise one for some reason. Like maybe this is not the first time they have found one of these people. And nobody can know about the wise one. We got to take him in and we got to kill everybody that's witnessed his presence. And I'm an evil cartoon villain that has no problem murdering women and children because whatever, who cares. And then the robot girl shows up, and she has the cool future technology where she can like transform into a railgun, and she brutally, like very violently murders the bad guys. Like I'm talking like Akiba Maid War body parts of viscera flying around.
I see.
Type of murder. And she pulls back her hood, And I only know because the show is telling me she looks exactly like his big sister girlfriend, but she has like different color hair and they all have the same face, so I just have to take their word for it.
Right.
But she's a robot and she looks exactly like his big sister girlfriend that he was in love with.
What a twist.
Damn.
And that's kind of where episode 1 ends. And I'm like, okay, so I'm guessing, he got killed, or he was about to die. They like cryo froze him or something, and she knew that by the time he was going to heal, that she wasn't going to be alive anymore. But because of her true love and their bond together, she ends up putting her brain in this robot. That's my guess of what's going to happen. I will eat my hat if that's not.
Or did they put his brain in a robot?
Or maybe I don't know.
We can have the reveal halfway that it's okay now if we get together because we're both robots.
Oh, well, there was never no ethical question about them getting together in the show.
But now that one is a robot and he's not a robot, now it's weird.
I don't think that
if he finds out he is also a robot, then it's not weird anymore.
I don't think, for me anyway, I don't think that makes any difference. But yeah. So anyway,
yeah.
Point is, they weren't really going anywhere with any of this. I have no desire to watch anymore. Like the whole emotional core of the show is supposed to be him wanting to reunite with his big sister girlfriend. Like that's his driving force. Like as soon as he wakes up, he's like, I have to find her, right? And I'm like, I don't care. I just don't care. So anyway, thank you for letting me get that off my chest.
Anime.
Yep.
We need anime that are just straight up fucking dog shit every now and then, like to remind us like where the bar is, right? Like I think obviously we are already fairly selective about what we choose to cover on a season to season basis.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of bad anime out there that we don't bother to cover, but I think sometimes we do need to expose ourselves to what's out there.
This was on the radar because it was we broadly like PA Works.
Yeah, no, I mean,
right.
What did I say during the preview podcast? PA Works can cook.
Yeah, and they're capable. This show would not be unfixable. Like you could. There's definitely angles you could take. And I was joking about it's woke and everything. Just to be clear, everybody, if they had actually gone into that angle of going total, if they committed to like the total anti-AI message and explored, we'll go full gotcha man crowds and explore that the angle of humanity not being ready for the technology that we have. Sure, love that. Let's go down there. They're not going that way. This is just anime trash. There's nothing of substance here, and it wasn't even that fun if we're just going on a surface level. So it's a pass for me.
Thanks, PA Works.
Go watch Akiba Made War.
I tell you what, at least Metallic Rouge got us as far as that OP is pretty good.
Yep.
Somehow Metallic Rouge walked away with at least one redeeming factor, which
there was one or two good episodes of Metallic Rouge, right? Or okay episodes, right?
Yeah.
Like it was I had some fun with
that dog. It was funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But
all right, well, that'll end the Robot Girl block. Let's move along. Let's talk about This Monster Wants to Eat Me, not to be confused with the Monster Meat show. But
okay.
that was another thing altogether. Artemis, you watched this one. I'm curious because I was gonna watch this and ran out of time. I'm curious what your thoughts are on it and if you think it's worth watching.
I'll be brief because I thought it was pretty middling.
Okay.
Like I would go into detail if I thought it was absolutely terrible, but it wasn't. It was just like plot-wise, just on paper, I would say it's kind of a mix between Natsume Ujincho in that there are just lots of yokai and they really want to eat this one person. Not in a sexual way, just like
yes, just literally.
Yes.
Just literally they want to eat this person because. Yep. And
that's
then a mix between that and the Summer Hikaru died because the other main character is a monster, and they fall in love with the human, and the human probably falls in love back, and or at least subtextually, right? But it's just, the Yuri version of that. So on paper, it sounded pretty good. Like the kind of show that I would like. Natsume Agent Show is one of my favorite shows of all time. The Summer Hikaru died was very good. This is not either of those, because it just lacks any subtlety or any kind of emotional punch. It's good on paper, and then when you watch it, it's just like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I
feel like, okay, is like maybe one of the worst possible reactions media can elicit from somebody, right? Because and there's room for the oh, okay, but it's the dejected, oh, okay.
Yeah, I did only watch one episode, so maybe someone will lambast me in the comments saying, well, if you'd watched episode 2, you would know. And maybe that is the case. I'm not ruling that out, but it is.
Only you would watch the second half of season 2, you would understand how well.
Yes, it just didn't inspire me enough to watch a second episode. Like I could stand to. It's not like it put me off so much that I couldn't do it. I've watched worse shows this season. I'm sure we all have. I know we all have. But I didn't care enough.
Yeah.
That's really it.
I guess if it is comparing to like the Summer Hikaru died, which just aired last season, it's like it shows you how much execution matters. You can have the idea.
Especially if you are going the horror route, because anime and horror it just seems to be one of those genres that it really struggles to get right, and when it hits, it really hits. And I think the Summer Hikaru died succeeded in that, and it was kind of one of those rare shows that really did do it well.
Right.
And this show is just like, well, the girl is a monster and she wants to eat this person. Whoa. And she's going to be menacing about it, and also if we just if we show some blood and stuff, it will be horror.
Right. Blood does not equal horror by itself, right?
So I understand that the premise is one of horror, like that is technically speaking one of the genres.
Yeah.
But it fulfills that in a technical sense. Like I am not horrified. There is no, I am not psychologically affected by the show. I am not particularly physically repulsed by the show. Like it doesn't fulfill any requirements of horror beyond, well, technically the premise is horror. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It's only horror because you told me it was.
It ticked the boxes.
Right. It ticked the boxes of horror in the most.
Yeah.
In the most, I guess, literal sense.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I wouldn't, unless someone out there does want to tell me that episode 2 is a complete game changer. By all means, do. Yeah. And I would give it another go, because again, I didn't hate it. It was just kind of there for me. But otherwise, I think we can probably just let this one rest.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, if anybody else watched it, let us know. But sounds like we can safely move on from that one. All right. Well, let me stretch a little bit and stretching my shoulders here to talk about let's talk about Sanda.
Yeah.
So when we did the preview, I was not prepared to explain what Sanda was. I'm going to try now. So Sanda is about a cute young boy who can turn into big buff, mostly naked version of Santa Claus, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Seems accurate so far, yeah.
Friends begins with a tall, gloomy lesbian who wants to use his Santa powers to find her missing girlfriend, and she will do this by any means necessary, including murder. In fact, I think she would prefer that includes murder. And
as we all know, Santa grants the wishes of children, and thus,
yes,
if this is this lesbian child's wish is to find her girlfriend,
then
Santa is the one with the means to make that wish come true.
As long as she stays on the nice list, you know.
Yeah. And there's some weird thing going on, and I feel like they don't touch on this enough for me to just definitively say this. And since you guys read the manga, maybe you can back me up. Are they going for some kind of play on the aging population of Japan problem?
I think that is definitely the subtext of Santa. I think aging population, dropping birth rates are a thing. Those are the they're not uniquely Japanese, but they are one of the most prominent socio-political topics in Japan. I think.
So that's kind of important for the setting because they're in this weird school that's the last batch of people under 15 that they have or something like that, right? Which
yes,
they haven't really given us any details on that other than the general idea, right? So there's some kind of that's kind of the somewhat source of tension going on in the background, and we do meet the creepy headmaster and stuff, right? But so yeah, this is it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Of course, I think I'm enjoying it. The sheer absurdity of it is entertaining. I like the art style and everything. It does make me wonder, would you guys prefer a hand-drawn Science Saru Beastars like this over what Orange did?
Yeah.
Just throw that out there.
Yeah, probably. I think a
little more true to Paru Itagaki's art style, right?
I think so, yes. Obviously you can see aspects of it in the Studio Orange Beastars, but I think probably one of the big standouts of Sanda is how remarkably well it captures Paru Itagaki's actual manga art style, especially with the character Fuyumura. Her haunted 1,000-yard stare eyes is that's such a Paru Itagaki signature.
Yes,
Fuyumura is basically just female gender bent Lugosi in terms of her physical countenance, and I think that's something that the cleanliness of CG often misses that I really appreciate about Sanda. And yes, I think in an ideal world, I wish these two would have switched places in terms of the studios. Maybe it just could never happen, right? Beastars was popular at the time, but it's is there ever a world where Beastars would have gotten the David production JoJo treatment? I don't know. So it is the weird thing of Sanda is I think fundamentally a weaker work than Beastars, but because it is the follow-up work to the hit that was Beastars, it paradoxically gets the nicer adaptation.
So I guess and to be fair, I think Orange did an amazing job with Beastars. It's a different.
At least seasons 1 and 2, I think.
Well, okay, yes, and I'm talking mostly how they managed to make CG. I feel like the first Beastars was a new standard for CG anime as far as quality goes. But at the end of the day, I still kind of prefer this style. But yeah, I guess I'm saying that now because beyond the kind of spectacle of it, I feel like I'm getting nothing out of Sanda whatsoever.
I think in some ways you have to be you just have to if you were watching Sanda, you're kind of here because it's all bullshit.
Right.
You're not gonna get a cohesive like necessarily compelling narrative or character arcs
or
out of
morality
Sanda.
play about Santa. Yeah.
No, you're going to get a woman's madly perverse fever dream about what if hot Santa fought crime.
I'm just thinking
the oppression of youth, like
talking about Paru Itagaki being one of the bravest people on Earth. There was, I think it was in episode 2 when they're tied up and they're like, "Oh no, I guess I'm gonna have to kiss Santa." It's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Let's
look. Fumura just doesn't care. She'll do anything.
Yeah,
it's like when Thorfinn's like, lick the shit off your boot. That's it. That's all I have to do, and you'll give me all that money. Okay,
no, but just also just the context of.
Yes,
but also the context of knowing who wrote this.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
That's very funny to me. Yeah, I think it's kind of like to a lesser degree what ended up being my biggest problem with Beastars, where I felt like Beastars kind of brought up a lot of interesting topics, and I thought maybe we would have some engagement with them, but in the end they were just there as set dressing for the world building and not like we're not actually going to say anything meaningful about anything. Even the like even not even putting aside allegories to race or whatever with Beastars, like even just like his Legosi's relationship with Haru, which kind of ended up in the back burner, stuff like that. Like I felt like in the end of the day, like there was not nearly as much substance as I thought I was going to get, and I wasn't even really looking for that much by the time we hit season 3.
Right.
And with Sanda, it's clear to me right off the bat, at least, it feels like there's nothing other than the spectacle of it and the kind of novelty of what kind of weird superpowers can we give Santa based on the typical Santa mythology. Like, yeah, sure, I guess it makes sense that he can make razor sharp ski blades coming out of his feet. Why not, right?
Yeah. I think the yeah, sure, I guess that works is just why you read anything by Paru Itagaki, right?
Right. It's fun. What
crazy situation has she cooked up, and what crazy shit's gonna follow from that situation, right?
Right. And it's fun. Like, I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna watch the show. But like, I feel like there's untapped potential in there somewhere for more.
I think so. Like, despite what you said about Beastars, Gel, I do think that, like, at least seasons 1 and 2, there is still kind of like that white hot like center of Beastars, right? The interplay of like prey and predation and erotica and like utterly like madcap like social commentary that is like laced through Beastars that like makes you like, yeah, is Beastars kind of fucking crazy, but also Beastars is the show that makes you go, wow, I can't believe they actually went there, and also it kind of makes sense in a world like this. Whereas I think as much as I like aspects of Sanda, I think Sanda never, and I'm not going to spoil anything. I think Sanda never really manages to like connect the dots between like the like adoration of like mythical symbols and the ways in which like society's own problems are in some ways like the falling birth rate,
and the fetishization of youth and
youth in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a line there. Like, you can make that line between like hot Santa and why do we fetishize youth in this country, and it doesn't. And that's the thing, is like that's the kind of author Paru is. Like, she is willing to like throw those things into the playpen, but I think Beastars manages to connect them all in a way that makes you kind of get like the overall thesis of the story, whereas I don't think Sanda ever manages to connect those dots. And so Sanda kind of just becomes a collection of really crazy ass moments. And I think holistically, I'm down for 13 episodes of that. Now, like, I don't know if, like, I don't know if Sanda is like a keeper in the long run, but like, if it's just, if we're just in for 13 episodes of Science Saru animating buff naked Santa fighting dudes,
blade ski capoeira, like,
it's, you could do worse this season.
Yeah. And to be clear, when I was talking about Beastars, I mostly meant by the time we got to season 3.
Sure.
And that was frustrating because those things were present in season 1 and 2 to some degree, where it felt like we might be going somewhere. And then when we got to season 3, it was like, oh, I guess we're not really going anywhere. But and I agree with Sanda. We're not even really starting off that way. It just seems like we're here for mostly the spectacle, and the kind of potential messages in there are just kind of set dressing. It feels like more than we're trying to say anything. So I don't know. That's me not being able to take my media critic hat off and just enjoy the well animated buff Santa punching people, I guess. But yeah. Anyway, so we'll see what kind of crazy things happen. Up to now, I don't know if you guys got to watch episode 3 today that came out. Or did that come out today?
I think that came out. We saw it yesterday. But we did watch it yesterday, I believe. Yes. They revealed his inexplicable lying power or lie detection power.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like that's all fun. Like that's great. And like the whole like setting up so that every time somebody's nice, apparently they're lying to him. Yeah, and the apparently there's dudes that want Santa dead, including one guy that looks like a lot like a One Piece character, but
guy who like is almost voiced by Kenjiro Tsuda.
Like might as well. He should have been voiced by.
I was bracing myself. I was bracing myself for Yagi Uda to be voiced by Kenjiro Tsuda because he is totally that character.
He is that guy. Yes.
Right. Like I was so ready for that voice to come out, and so when instead it's God, is it Zoro's VA? God, it sounds so familiar. But
I mean, he looks like Zoro, right? But... So like that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But so maybe Sanda is saved.
Oh, Sanji's VA. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's why it sounds so familiar. Yeah.
I don't know One Piece that well, but yes. So maybe Sanda is saved because Kenjiro Tsuda has not appeared in it yet, but. And again, I'm if I take my media critic hat off and just let it wash over me, I'm having a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to watching the rest of Sanda. I feel like there's some missed potential here. All right. Gee, it's time for us to eat dessert.
Well, speaking of a show that is living up to its potential.
We've caught up in time to.
We've done it. We finally arrived
in real time, live in color. Umamusume Cinderella Grey season 2 or part 2 or whatever we're calling it. We pick up pretty much where we left off, and first of all, I did want to shout out. I thought it was a cool thing to go back to Fujimasa March.
Yeah, I thought that was a fun way to kick things off.
As a fun little intro to get us back into things. Now that she is gone from the best horse girl in the region to she's the one that beat Oguri Cap that one time.
Yeah.
Can I ask why it's called Cinderella Grey? Is that the name of a horse?
No, I mean it's
I believe it's referenced because the main girl is Oguri Cap, who is called different nicknames involving her gray color, basically.
I see. Is this Oguri Cap's Cinderella story?
Kind
basically,
of, yeah.
Yes.
Because she came up from some, I forget what region she comes from.
Kasamatsu, I believe. It's basically, I mean, the long and short of it, right, is the story of Cinderella Grey is about Oguri Cap, a small-time racer from the sticks, the boonies, racing in small-time races, gets noticed, and, gets her shot at the big leagues, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Cinderella Grey.
You can park her next to Scarlet Vermilion.
Yes. And... No, yeah, I liked returning back to Fujimasa March for a second. It's one of those unfortunate things of this is the strength and weakness of Umamusume, right? In which, because it is loosely following the real life careers of these horses, Oguri Cap didn't race Fujimasa March that many times, man. So as white hot as their rivalry is in season 1, it's all right. And then Oguri Cap went off to the big city while Fujimasa March remained a contender in the like minor league circuit, right? And so it's like, oh, it's a bit of a shame, right, that you lose that kind of dynamic. And so I thought it was fun to check back in on her. Like I suspect she's not going to be super relevant going forward,
right?
So,
yeah,
but a good like kind of return to form, I think.
Yeah, because we had that, and the first episode and the second episode are kind of checking in on everybody in Japan, including getting a little screen time for Super Creek, who's a pretty popular
Miss Goo Goo Babies herself, Super Creek.
What?
It's all right, Iro. It's okay. We can't stop and explain everything. All right, you're just gonna have to accept that there's an Umamusume that likes to play Goo Goo Babies with her trainer.
Yeah.
Okay. Patriarch Gondawara, are you here?
Which is why I found it very funny when she gets her race scene that they also gave her like the crazy obsessed.
Not even Super Creek can avoid the Cinderella gray art style.
Yeah, where she, and she has the very cool trainer lady, right? Who is the coolest trainer we've seen so far. But yeah, all of this is really leading up to episode 3, which is the main event we've been teasing, and that's when the international horses show up, right? So, as we've established many times in all sports anime, if you want to escalate to the bigger boss, you bring in the Americans, right? Although,
or not just the Americans, right?
In this case, the Americans are part of it. The actual biggest threat here is supposed to be the Italian horse, right? Which is
Tony Bianca.
Stallion.
Tony Bianca, who is like wearing a tricorn hat with a feather in it.
I forget her exact nom de guerre. What is it? He's just like the European monarch or whatever.
And Artemis is a horse from New Zealand. That's
What's what's the horse?
What's
Ellerslie Pride?
Okay, I have no idea.
Pride? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I was gonna say, like, Artemis, do you know any New Zealand horses?
I know. Okay, I know one, and it is hotly contested whether the horse belongs to New Zealand or Australia. Like all the things that New Zealand has, it is contested whether it's actually Australian.
Okay.
So I know one.
Okay.
I looked up Ellerslie Pride, and I got a horse whose name was Bone Crusher.
Yes, that is. So
is this the horse in question? Is this a licensing thing?
Yeah,
okay.
So this is the licensing thing.
Yeah.
So Umamusume tries to get as many of the licenses of the real horses as possible, but at the end of the day, it's like you're not going to get them all, right? And so often they will like create an OC stand-in to represent a particular racer. So for another example here is that one of the American horses is named Obey Your Master, and that is based off of an American racehorse, I think, named Pay the Butler.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Michelle, My Baby, another amazing name.
Yes.
I think is like My Big Boy or something like that in real life.
Yeah, it's really
I don't know but the Americans have so Michelle, My Baby, and
Obey Your Master.
Obey Your Master are the American horses, of course.
Yes. Then we have from Britain Moonlight Lunacy. So rounding it out.
Mm-hmm.
So
some really killer names on the initial.
Yes, but yeah, I mean, basically, yes, we are. I think the kind of interesting thing, like in all seriousness, that I think Cinderella Grey is kind of setting up here is kind of the sort of like dual, like not dual, but like on one hand, we are setting up the Japan Cup, right? We are setting up that Oguri Cap is about to distinguish herself on the international stage, right? Because the Japan Cup is distinctly in an open race, which means international racers can compete. I guess this is not necessarily true of all horse races. So you get the international angle, which I think is like always in a sports anime, a fun escalation, right?
Yes.
But then I think we are also like in the background with like the Super Creek episode, we are building up Oguri Cap's roster of like established rivals. And by this, I mean particularly characters from the game, right? So that is Tamamo Cross, that is Super Creek, some other ones in the future. And I don't know,
I'm gonna do preemptive RIP to Dick the Striker, but
oh yeah, I mean Dick the Striker's fucking gonna get smoked. So I mean, look, she's not even in the game. Like that's how you know. Like there's a little bit of like preemptive, like I have stopped looking up horses for the most part because.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's funny. I'm not looking up the history because I don't want to get spoiled on the plot.
I'm finding out spoilers about some of these horses.
Right,
Good thing I don't care about this show.
Yeah, it's like because if I start looking up even like Super Creek, if I find out Super Creek won this race, I'm like well then I know who's going to win that race in Cinderella Gray, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've kind of stopped looking up, but for better or worse, you can gauge things by, well, some of these horses are in the mobile game and some of them are not. And Dick the Striker, my beloved Dick the Striker, is definitely not in the game. So rip to her as much as I love her.
We are setting up. So I'm trying not to look up what actually happened so I don't spoil things, but we're kind of set up for. I feel like we're going into the. Yes, Tamamo Cross and Oguri Cap have their rivalry, but are they going to have to be like not teamed up, but are they going to have to defend Japan's honor against the international crew coming into this next big race? Right, I feel like that's the angle. I think
the thing that is like cool to me, especially as someone who again does not know the history of the whatever this was, the 1980 something Japan Cup or whatever this was, right? Like,
right.
I think it's. And because we know that like the nature of like following the real life like careers means that like again not looking at anything up, it is kind of unpredictable, right? Like because even
any one of them could win, and because it's
right. I mean that is literally how season 1 ends, right? With Tamamo Cross beating Oguri Cap, right? Like I think there's a bit of
however there's a certain like thing of because you knew it is based on history and they chose to adapt this
story of Oguri Cap.
Like, yeah, so like.
It's going to be interesting because
there will they've chosen this narrative block on purpose, and so presumably it will have a narratively appropriate conclusion.
But
this is kind of the.
But I mean, no one horse is going to have like the perfect narrative career,
right? Like no racehorse was undefeated, right? And so, like, I think the thing that becomes interesting about this is like, yes, is how they choose to like structure the narratives, because this is a like real thing about many of the Umamusume stories that are like related to like a specific character is like they've gotten remarkably good at adapting a racehorse's career to feel like a narratively fulfilling arc, even if like in reality like for example in the game the current story arc is about a horse named Narita Bryan who basically had an extremely explosive start that like tragically petered off until like the last race they ever won was like this like fucking no-name race that nobody cared about really. And yet they still find a way to like justify it in narrative as like this was a moral victory for her, right? It's like
right, because in real life they're horses being made to race by people, like, but in the game and anime they are people themselves. Like you can add and layer in like so much more constructed narrative, like context around
and there's
the things that already exist.
There's some creative liberty you can take, like
that's what I'm saying. Right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You're right. Look,
so I think it is like because here's the thing, right? It's like the way they've set up most of these international races. It's like, all right, like yes, if you want to get like if you want to be narratively like meta about it. No, I don't think Moonlight Lunacy is going to win the Japan Cup, right? But like then the ways they set up Obey Your Master in the latest episode, right, as this no-name horse with a pretty poor record, but like is some kind of fucking L tier savant psychopath horse racer.
Yeah, there's like the
dark side in them or something.
Got the Pepe Sylvia like fucking corkboard.
They've got they do like the one shot, I don't even know how to explain it, where it's just her face blacked out and then you see her just her mouth smile, like
one of those,
like she's a real sicko, right? Like And it's funny because she's also like a brightly colored, like Gyaru themed.
Yeah, it's a little goofy, right? Because she's like, because like Michelle, my baby, for better or worse, is, if we're talking about like American stereotypes, right? Like the other one, American Michelle, my baby, is a 195 centimeter tall,
JoJo,
buff black lady. Who's really good at basketball. It's like, all right, Japan, maybe cool in a second.
Chill a little bit. Yep.
But and then Obey Your Master is like schoolgirl themed, like with like literal star pupils for.
Yeah, she's got. I think she's supposed to be like vaguely Gyaru-ish, even though she's American.
Gyaru adjacent. Yeah.
She's got like the thing that made me laugh is like on one leg she has like the big thick like old school like warmer thing,
yeah.
On the other one is like literally an American flag, like thigh high stocking.
We just sometimes hey, I think we've said it before. We're on record. I wish Americans behaved the way Japan thinks we behave.
Yes. Right. Anyway, so episode 3, it was all set up. There was no actual race, but we had a lot of characters to introduce, right? So we're kind of set up now, which I'm assuming we'll actually have the race next in episode 4.
That seems to be the setup, yeah.
We'll see how that goes. Obviously, I'm going to be curious.
Tell me which race it is, and I'll tell you how it goes.
Yeah, okay.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
I think it'll be interesting because they've hyped this up as like the big season 2 thing, but it's also probably going to be over after episode 4 or 5.
Yeah, so, right. Like,
I don't know where we're going.
Races,
I guess it'll be
show are a 1 episode affair. They don't really stretch them out too long. So,
well, actually, they have set up. Oguri Cap's plan is to basically race in all the big races that Tamamo Cross raced in. Right.
Yeah. So after the 10, this is the Japan Cup. So next would be the Arima-Kinen. So that will probably be
right.
The lead up to that will probably be the second half of season 2.
That'll probably like the big second half part, right?
Yeah.
But this is fun. We get the vaguely stereotyped behavior from all the international.
Yep.
I don't know about the New Zealand one if that's a stereotype, but because she's just
she's just a chick with a scar.
She's like a cool. She's got long light blue color hair. Cool character.
She seems like the calm, intense type.
Yeah, and yes, she has a mysterious scar on her face that will probably never be explained.
I don't know. I feel like New Zealand, like most people, especially in Japan, but I'm gonna say like mostly globally, like because they've never been to New Zealand, they just default to whatever the Australian stereotype is sometimes. But
right.
Even that doesn't sound. It just sounds.
I'm
just like they just made up something because they needed something different than any other stereotype that had been done, so they just landed on this thing. I don't really. It doesn't strike me as a stereotype.
Maybe they just wanted to draw a cool anime lady. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm reading here that Bone Crusher like had an injury, but managed to recover and resume racing. So. That would explain
maybe
the scar.
That's what the scar represents.
That's the scar. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Yeah. That works.
I mean, they all look. Gee, would it be safe to say? I don't know if there are any character designs in this show that are under an 8 out of 10.
No, I mean this show, the batting average of Cinderella Grey is kind of fucking crazy. Like I have never seen a work in which an author so blatantly has a type. And also,
that type is your type.
That type is my type. So, like, I am literally like the sync rate between me and Cinderella Grey's artists is like 100%. Like, the big joke about the joke everybody was making about the Super Creek episode is that they reveal Super Creek's trainer is like an extremely like cool lesbian butch coded woman.
Yep. Yeah, so like even if you're not a big fan of Super Creek's design, her trainer is
her trainer's cool. Great, man. Holy shit. It's truly like an almost like unbeatable batting average. Like every original Cinderella character is kind of crazy.
Yeah, and even if it's like, okay, maybe it's not my favorite design. It fits the purpose perfectly, right? Like I don't know, like Bell No Light, right? Yeah, she's cute or whatever, but like that's perfect design for her character.
Yeah, she's the best friend character, and so she looks that way. Yeah.
Yeah. It was very funny to me in episode 3 when she was trying to like stealthily walk around and
go
and, like
hide
her
tail and the ears.
horse ears and stuff.
Yeah.
But she didn't take the she literally has hair clips that are the letter B in her
just
hair.
giant B on her
And just does not take those out.
No, can't take those out. Finally, shout outs to just every good blank faced Oguri Cap screenshot, whether just head empty, only thought is racing and eating.
Yes.
Eating this giant fucking onigiri like Kirby.
Yes.
Like her head is demorphing to fit the giant watermelon sized onigiri in her.
Yes, I posted that in the chat in our chat earlier, but it'll probably be the podcast for the listeners. That'll probably be the podcast header. Yeah, and that's Oguri Cap is a very fun.
She's a great protagonist. I really
because she has like most of the time she's head empty, stomach also empty. Must eat a lot of food. Ha ha ha. But she has different moods, and it makes it very cool when she does lock in and turn it on, right?
Yeah.
So I like her a lot as a main character. It's not a common main character type, I don't think.
Right, the stoic type as the protagonist, but I think they really make it work, and I think it's because the supporting cast is filled with so many outsized personalities. It kind of like balances it out that Oguri Cap is relatively stoic compared to her very high energy rivals, I guess is what I'd say.
Yeah. And she has some silliness in her as well, as far as like
sure, yeah.
Goofy anime faces and stuff, right? So all right. Yep. So it's a lot of fun. Show looks great. Except for the CG, I feel like maybe I'm not remembering. Does the CG look worse for the racing?
I think
it looked pretty bad.
It's just that we haven't had many high like profile races in this show yet. Like to be clear, Umamusume, the TV anime, has always used CG for like wide shots of the girls running.
Yeah.
And usually like switches to 2D when it zooms in.
I think
I think what's happening is like the only major race we've seen so far is the Super Creek one, and I think they're setting up Super Creek to be a rival down the line, but I think as a result the race that she was in was not a high priority, so
right.
We're not getting the Tamamo Cross going Super Saiyan shit yet.
Yeah. It just that part looked a little rough, but like we said, the art direction is great. Love the new OP, which is just like so such a mood.
Yes, visually I love it. I think I still prefer the first OP. I think
I like the first one better, but I think more the concept of that very specific like mid to late 2000s rock anime OP.
Oh yeah. No, yes. The Cinderella Grey second OP has peak second or third OP of a long running shonen anime energy.
Yeah, it's so perfect, just mood wise. The song itself is fine, whatever, but right, like just the mood. Yeah,
you get the classic like, oh, here comes the international racers walking in a line towards the camera stuff, right? Very, very shonen.
Yeah. In general, it almost feels like an old show in some ways. Like
I think so, and I think maybe that's why it's an easy one to have a lot of fun with. Like
part of the appeal.
I'm not gonna like fight too hard for like Cinderella Grey as this masterclass of storytelling, but I think it's very good in its specific lane.
Yeah. All right. Well, that will do it then for our first looks here. I guess we will see how many of these survive to our next episode.
Yeah, I was like, don't worry, folks. If you think this podcast went long, I guarantee you like half of these will be gone by next week or next recording.
Will we need to look at backlog? We haven't had that conversation in a long time, I feel like. But,
discussions are being held.
Yeah. We'll see. But for now, that's going to do it for this one. So let's do our housekeeping. You can check us out at theglorioblog.com, where you can see our written posts on some of these shows and a few others. You can check us out follow us on Blue Sky at GlorioBlog. You can subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, Stitcher. And of course, YouTube, where you can like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, all those good things. Tell us if there's some show that we missed that you think we should check out. We might have time to do that next time, so let us know. And of course, tell your friends, tell your enemies, and we'll catch you over next time. Bye.